Hi, my name is Vaishnavi Gupta. I'm a grade 10 student at FFCA South High School, and today I'll be presenting to you the effect of senolytic drugs on Alzheimer's tau Drosophila and brain cognition. Alzheimer's illness is a form of dementia that causes issues in memory and thinking and the conduct of patients. It dynamically grows gradually and intensifying after some time. The brain cells die, which causes a decrease in both memory and other mental capacities. The brain has 100 billion nerve cells called neurons. Each nerve cell connects with the many others to form networks which communicate with each other. Each nerve cell has a different job in the brain, and what Alzheimer's affects is exactly these nerve cells. It breaks down the networks and the bonds of each nerve cell, causing them to die. Neurons cannot reproduce from one another, so when one nerve cell dies, the others follow through and die with that nerve cell, causing a domino effect. Dementia is an expression used to designate a group of symptoms, including poor memory and difficulty obtaining additional material, which makes it difficult to live your daily lives independently. Dementia generally results from damage to brain cells, which can come as a result of several ailments. One of the most prominent neurodegenerative disorders, meaning it causes degeneration alternately caused by the loss of neurons in the brain, specifically in the frontal lobe called the cortex. The cortex is the brain's outermost layer, essential for sensory, communication, creativity, cognitive processes, memory, among other things. This illness is a form of dementia that causes issues in memory and thinking and the conduct of patients. It works dynamically, with manifestations growing gradually. The neurons die in the brain, which, as said earlier, results with loss of memory and other brain functions, causing Alzheimer's. How is Alzheimer's caused? Alzheimer's is caused through a protein called amyloid precursor protein. It is a molecule found in the cell membrane of a neuron in the brain, also known as APP. It is thought that this molecule helps the body grow and heal itself after an injury on one end and the other. Because APP is a protein, it is reused and recycled several times before being broken down and recycled again. An enzyme called alpha secretase and gamma secretase normally chops it up. And with this, everything goes away and everything is great because this chopped up peptide is soluble. We have another issue if the secretase called beta secretase joins forces with the gamma secretase. The second portion is no longer soluble, which causes buildup between the two senescent cells. This produces beta amyloid, a monomer. These monomers are chemically sticky and they bind together just outside of the neurons to produce beta amyloid plaques. These plaques have the potential to get in between neurons, obstructing the neuron-to-neuron communication and disrupting the signals. Brain functions such as memory cannot be substantially harmed if brain cells are unable to transmit and relay information. These plaques are also thought to trigger an immunological response and produce inflammation, which could harm nearby neurons. Amyloid angiopathy occurs when amyloid plaques form around the blood vessels in the brain. The blood vessel walls become weaker, increasing risks of rupture and blood loss. These monomers are chemically sticky, as said earlier, and they bind right outside of the neurons. Tangles, as opposed to beta amyloid plaque, are another important aspect of Alzheimer's tau Drosophila. These track-like structures essentially operate as nutrition shippers, similar to how neurons are being kept together by their cytoskeleton, which is largely formed of microtubules. When phosphate groups come close to the tau tangles, they attract them and they begin to pile up and cause buildups of the tangles, just the way that amyloid protein does, disrupting once again the neuron-to-neuron communication. All these processes cease communication between neurons, killing them and causing a domino effect. These processes involve the death of neurons, and this is now known as Alzheimer's tau Drosophila. There are no remedies or cures for Alzheimer's tau Drosophila, but there are several techniques that can be utilized to slow down the buildup of tau tangles. Senolytic drugs were used in an experiment on mice and tau flies, and this treatment was found to reduce the buildup of tau protein in senescent cells. Although senolytic medications have a good effect on Alzheimer's and dementia, they do not help prevent the neurodegenerative illness. Another treatment that has been studied for this dementia illness is leucine, which was previously used to treat dementia and is now being used to treat mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease. The FDA in the United States, also known as the Food and Drug Administration, has approved the use of Adalimumab, a drug that targets and reduces the building of tau plaques. Despite having these many medications being utilized in tests and experiments, none of them have helped regenerate neurons or stop the death of the neurons. Some potential problems or warning signs of Alzheimer's and dementia are decrease in memory, which impacts the daily life, difficulty doing normal tasks at home like eating, confusion in general, problems with judging color and contrast as well as distance, having a hard time talking, misplacing items and not remembering where they put it, poor judgment, withdrawal, mood swings, and changes in personality. Some causes and risk factors of dementia and Alzheimer's are a combination of lifestyle, genetics, and environmental factors. Risks increase if a relative is close in age as well as part of the same bloodline. Example could be your parents or siblings, anyone part of the first degree relatives. Women are more likely to have Alzheimer's because of life expectancy. Having a diet that lacks vegetables and fruits, high blood pressure, people who have head trauma, lack of poor control of diabetes, lack of exercise, and smoking. And some prevention methods of dementia and Alzheimer's are having a well-balanced eating diet, maintaining physical and mental health with activities, exercising regularly, not smoking, having a positive attitude, engaging in stimulating activities, having a good night's rest, having quality sleep, managing stress effectively, and leading an active social life. Some factors that increase the developing condition of dementia and Alzheimer's are age, family history and genetics, Down syndrome, head injuries, past head trauma, and mild cognitive impairment. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I would like to thank my family for supporting me throughout my whole presentation and listening to me when I wanted to explain something that I was really proud of. I would also like to thank my teachers, which include Mr. Alan Broughton. He supported me throughout my whole topic and was the one to introduce me to this platform, as well as Mr. Vikram Rao, who has a degree in biology, and he helped me understand the actual symptoms and how Alzheimer's tau Drosophila builds up in the brain. I'd also like to thank my uncle for getting me in touch with a neurologist in the US who goes by the name George. I would like to thank everyone who supported me throughout this journey. Thank you very much.